mishap during her speech in Amherst, Massachusetts. I think she might have had a small stroke or something to that effect, because she was pausing. It looked like she either threw up in her mouth or lost control of her bodily functions for a little bit. And Boehner's resignation comes during the Pope's visit to the U.S., which is a red flag right there, right away, and also right at a time when the government's fiscal year is ending. I guess it ends September 30th and starts up again October 1st, and there's a lot of conflict within the Republican and Democratic parties within the House of Representatives and Congress about leadership, whether to defund Planned Parenthood or to actually shut down, basically stop Medicaid, Social Security, etc., Obamacare. So his resignation to me was just an indication that stuff is going to go down very soon, and those in power, basically banks, are looking to get rid of all opposition, so they clear the way, pave the way for a seamless transition to the new era that we're going to be entering soon, at least economically. That's my feeling. I don't know if Boehner was moved by the Pope's visit or he was pressured by the Pope, because the Pope is a member of the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, who hold immense power within the world of religion and also in the financial world, covertly. And another piece to pay attention to is also Boehner's competition. There's a House Majority Leader. Let me look up his name. This guy McCarthy. Yeah, Representative McCarthy, and also Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz's wife is actually a former member of Goldman Sachs. She just took a unpaid leave from Goldman Sachs March of this year, I believe, and she's also a listed member of the Council on Foreign Relations. So she's the muscle behind Ted Cruz, and Goldman Sachs backs everyone. They usually hedge their bets, both within sovereign nations, namely Greece, and also with people backing both sides of the Republican and Democratic tickets, based on who they feel will have a chance to win the election, either Clinton, Bush, whoever, maybe Biden, I don't know. But they will fund both sides of the party, and then whoever gets elected will have to return those favors and appoint Goldman Sachs people into either the Treasury Department or the State Department, or a position in a regulatory body. So it's all one hand washing the other favors, and Goldman Sachs is the main culprit behind it. That seems to be public. I don't want to go into the hidden network there, but I'll touch upon it a bit. Goldman Sachs, I don't know who they're connected to, or if they're connected to the Rothschilds in any way. I'm assuming they are, but most of the major banking families started out as court factors for royalty in the European kingdoms and grand duchies and everything. The Venetian courts in the 1400s, 1500s. Some of the lineages can be traced back to the 1100s, so it's just like a transfer of a new position of power for these people throughout the ages, and they went from court factors or court Jews to cattle tradesmen to goldsmiths, and then on to modern banking. So that's where we're at now. In terms of Janet Yellen's little debacle in her speech, she might be painted as a weak figure and taken out for health reasons, and a big indicator on that is her number two, her vice chairman, is this guy named Stanley Fisher. He isn't even American. He's born in Zimbabwe in Africa. He's a diplomat for sure. He worked for the World Bank and also was the head of the Israel's central bank, the Bank of Israel, and now he's on the board of the Federal Reserve. So if Janet Yellen gets replaced, it will be by Stanley Fisher, and she could be blamed as the weak link causing the coming economic downturn, which I believe will happen over the next, by the next spring. We'll have a major issue with the U.S. dollar, and tensions will increase between Russia, China, and the Middle East because they're just fighting over an oil pipeline right now, and nobody seems to be paying any attention to that. They just keep focusing on a civil war. So those are the real issues. Everything comes down to money and power. So hopefully that clears things up. Let me know if you guys have any questions.